Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Feminine Success TV. I hope y'all have had an awesome day. Happy hump day for those of y'all who are like, I'm just trying to make it through the week. I totally get it. Today we are talking about work, which is one of, I won't say my favorite topic because work is work. But I love to talk about how we can make our work intentional, how we can bring femininity. Excuse my voice today. New Orleans decided that it was going to be winter again. That's why I'm in this puff kimono, this puff kimono situation. But New Orleans decided that it was winter again. So excuse my voice. But today we are talking about work. We are on part two of our Feminine Success Secret series. And before we get into it, I kind of want to talk about what inspired this conversation. So, if you have ever, and I kind of shared this on Insta, but if you've ever been to like an office that is full of women and it's like amazing, like it just being there brings your spirit up, your mood up. There are a couple places here in New Orleans. The first that comes to mind is my chiropractor's office, full of women. But of course, well, not of course, the lead chiropractors are both a man and a woman. They're husband and wife, and their employees love to work for them. It's a beautiful environment. The culture is amazing. And I thought about how when I was working in corporate, there were places that I would go, places where I would work, even where the culture within the space just felt so good. And it made me love being there. And there's also other kinds of cultures that don't feel so good. And so today I want to talk about women who win at work, women who win at work, and what are their secrets? What are the secrets of women who are fulfilled, are do feel a sense of freedom, do feel a sense of joy in the work that they do? Because as adults, most of our time is spent working in some capacity. Even if, like me, you say, you know what, I'm not here for the corporate grind. I want to come home. I want to be a full time mom, or I want to start a business. You're still going to be working most of the time. I told y'all it's winter. My apologies. But I told y'all it didn't turn winter down here real quick. So, women who win at work. First of all, let me let y'all know who I am. If you're here for the first time, say hi in the comments so that I can say hello to you. I love friendliness and I'm Southern, so Southern hospitality all the way. Say hi so I can say hi to you as well. And if you are new here, I am Yaya Smith. I am the founder of Feminine Success. I am a mom, a wife, and a coach to an amazing community of women. All of my work takes work. So when I talk about work, I really think about it in a very broad and expansive way, in that we are constantly working. We are always working, and there is this idea that we need to work hard. Work is not supposed to be fulfilling. Work is work, and all of these things. Especially as Black women, we're told things like, well, you have to work twice as hard to earn half as much. And so I want to talk about that today, because with those types of rules in place, so many women are working a whole lot, doing the bulk of the work. I have been reading tons and tons of articles, plus my own life experience, in that you can very much be constantly working as a woman, from going to work and working your 9 to 5, or working your business, to coming home and being a caregiver or a mom. It can seem like the clock is always going, like there's always more to do. And so I'm excited to have this conversation with y'all this evening to talk about some of the ways that women who have found a sense of freedom, a sense of fulfillment, have done so in the zone of their work. So, what I do here at Feminine Success, obviously, I'm a coach, but I support women in creating systems and it came to me, we really stand at the intersection in feminine success. We stand at the intersection of systems and surrender. And so, having the systems in place is the masculine support, and then the surrender is the feminine ease. And so, bringing those things together in four key areas of your life: your thought life, which is you and you, your home life, your work life, and your relationship. So, today we're going to dive into work life, which to me, relationships kind of covers everything: home life, work life, your relationship with yourself. Work life kind of does too, because it's work to be in relationships. It's work to build a solid and happy and healthy home space. Even if you're single, it's still work. And so today we're going to talk about the women who win at the work that they do. So, the first secret of women who win at work is that she builds her work around her life and not the other way around. She builds her work around her life and not her life around her work. And so often, women especially, we are looking like, how can I fit everything in that I need to do for everyone else? And if I have some time left over, then I will enjoy that. Then I will do something nice for myself. Then I will take the time out for me. But women who win, and I don't just mean who are successful by society standards, but winning means that you are winning on the inside. You feel victorious, you feel successful. Women who win build their work around their life. And here's the thing: women who win at work prioritize time that is outside of work. So many women who are successful by society standards, but feel bound, feel trapped by that success, feel that way because there is no time outside of work for things outside of work. You bring work home, or you go to work extra early, you're leaving late, you're entrepreneur, you're up late at night in your business, you're up first thing in the morning checking emails, and there's no time to enjoy you. I don't mean just enjoy yourself, going to a party, going out to the club and those kinds of, or not really the club. We don't really go to the club no more, or do we? I don't know. But you may be going to day parties, brunches, things like that. However, the woman who is winning, she prioritizes time to be creative, time to play without a purpose, time to be spontaneous, time to connect with the people in her world that really matter to her, that pour into her. She prioritizes time to be well loved, to be well supported. And because of that, she has more to pour back into her work because she's always coming from a full cup. All right. So if you think about prioritizing your life and building your work around your life, this is very much like, if you're building your life around your work, it's almost like you're pouring into the saucer instead of pouring into the cup. Yes, the saucer holds the cup, but you don't necessarily need the saucer to drink the tea. But you do need your life. Think about it. Many people got laid off. Sorry about that. Laid off during the pandemic. The jobs that were prioritized were suddenly gone. The work that was prioritized was suddenly gone. And so many of us had to look at your life. What does your life look like outside of that work? And so it's so important to build your life in this way, because if you make sure that what's in the cup is taken care of, you can always get another saucer. And this isn't to say like quit your job or shut down your business or anything like that, but it is to say that women who win have very clear priorities and they build their lives in a very specific way to hold space for themselves. All right. So making sure that work doesn't own a bigger space in your life than you do. That's really how you win at work. And you win very much for the same reasons that when you're in a relationship that you want to succeed. You can't smother the relationship and expect for it to succeed. And so often we do that with work. We smother, we bury ourselves in work. Many of us, I had a conversation with a young lady the other day who said, yeah, I realized that I have trauma bonded to work. I have trauma bonded to education. I have trauma bonded to these things because they were my only escape at a time. And so women who win at work, not just I got the promotion, not just I got the raise, but I am fulfilled. I have my freedom. I own my time. I have harmony in my life, and my personal or romantic or private life is not suffering because of my work. Those women who win do so because they prioritize their lives differently. And it doesn't mean that they're giving less at work. When they're at work, they're focused there. But their whole life does not revolve around work. Work actually revolves around their life. So that's the first secret of women who win at work. I hope y'all brought y'all notebooks. I just know that by now in the game, y'all know to bring a notebook when you're watching Feminine Success. I'm just trust that. So let's get into the next reason or secret of women who win at work. So, those of you who have the Feminine Success book, this is going to sound real familiar. Women who win at work make men their allies. Now, before y'all go to dropping off, because I know how y'all like to tussle about these men's, before y'all go to dropping off, follow me. Women who win at work make men their allies. And this is not to the detriment of their relationships with women. They actually collaborate with other women to make that happen, not competing with other women to make that happen. Some women, even, and I've had several clients come through Feminine Success School and Feminine Success courses that are relationship focused, and they were specifically taking these relationship courses to improve their relationships with male coworkers. And so understand that women who win at work, instead of participating or engaging in this like men don't get it, men this, men that, gender war kind of thing, they make men their allies. Now, I did not say they make all men their allies, nor did I say that they kiss an ass to get a man to like them. Absolutely not. I won't even laugh at a joke if it's not funny. I'm serious. So I am not here to tell you that. But I am here to say that when you are in workplaces, in general, you want to create allegiances around you. Knowing how to navigate and operate in relationship to others. And most commonly, our biggest difficulty is in our relationships with men. Women who win at work learn how to make men their allies. And you can see how understanding that concept, how to do that, not just romantically, but professionally, platonically, in your family relationships, knowing how to do that can affect every area of your life. When I learned how to make men my allies, my dad's relationship and my relationship, which was always okay, but was always also a little tense because he's very fiery and I'm very fiery, or what, he was very fiery and I am very fiery. Um, but when I learned to make men my allies, our relationship became so beautiful. So beautiful. And my relationships, my romantic relationships changed significantly as well. And so women who win at work learn how to make men their allies. They also learn how to hold men accountable. And that's the thing about an ally. It's much easier to hold an ally accountable than it is to hold an adversary accountable. And so often we're getting frustrated because we're trying to um, confront adversaries that have been created from oftentimes a lack of skill set on both sides. This is not like men versus women, but on both sides, we often lack the skills to properly relate because we just haven't been taught. We're taught toxicity in our relationships kind of from school age. And I don't just mean like dysfunctional behavior and things like that. But I mean, just kind of passive aggressive toxicity that even little boys and girls in kindergarten learn to practice towards each other. And that carries on until we big grown folks. Okay, so women who win at work learn to make men their allies. We're often very good with creating allegiances, creating camaraderie amongst other women, which is wonderful and still very necessary. However, we've also got to learn how to make men our allies. And here's the thing, I've met a lot of women who say that they also don't make great relationships with women, and what I found in working with those women is that the masculine and the feminine was completely disharmonized in their life. And so they were often very resistant toward whether it was the masculine or the feminine, but they were resistant towards that thing in others and didn't even realize it. So get those skills, y'all, because it's very important, very important. Like, to me, we are beyond the point of like men versus women and gender wars and blaming, or we should be evolving beyond that point, because where we are going as a collective, as humanity next, we've got to be able to relate beyond that. Okay, we've got to be able to relate with ourselves beyond that. We've got to be able to relate with each other. That does that mean you have to like folks or even fake like folks? Absolutely not. I don't play those kind of games. So I'm not here to tell you to be June Cleaver or any of those things, but I am here to tell you that life is so much better when you make allies instead of adversaries. All right? It's so much easier to win at work. It's so much easier to progress when you make allies instead of adversaries. And you have the skill set to do that. Again, this is not make everybody that doesn't like you your ally. Sometimes you just got to accept the fact that y'all are oil and water and y'all ain't never gonna mix. but but many times there are powerful allegiances right around you and right at your fingertips, but having the skill set to make it a reality is so important. And I'm an introvert, y'all, so for those of you who are like, but I'm an introvert, I am probably the most, well, I'm not the most introverted introvert because I can engage with people, but when I tell you I don't do small talk, I don't do all the things. I don't do too much noise, too much stimulation, like all of the things. So I get it. I get it. Even starting conversations can be awkward and difficult at times. However, learning a new skill set can absolutely support you in elevating and winning in your work life. So, on to number 3. Obviously, y'all can see the like relationships is my favorite thing. So anytime I talk about it, that ends up like taking over the conversation. But let's move on to number 3. The third secret of women who win at work is that she communicates her value and her values well. She communicates her value and her values well. This is how you make sure that you are clear on your boundaries. You are being paid what you truly deserve and desire. If you're not, have you communicated your value? And did you stand on it? Not just say it, but stand on it. So she communicates her value and her values well. And because of this, she is able to influence the work culture and the work environment in such a way that her value becomes very obvious. So she communicates her value and her values well. Again, introvert supreme here. So I totally get it. I recently took a walk by myself that just reminded me I need all the me time in the world. But when we are building businesses, when we are growing in our career, whatever we're doing in our work, even in your home, if you are a stay-at-home mom, that is your work. You've still got to be able to communicate your value well. I hear women say all the time, being a stay-at-home mom is the hardest work in the world, and it's the most unappreciated work in the world. It's unappreciated because you are not communicating and standing in your value. As a mom of four, I wish one of my children would. I'm a real Southern mama, y'all. So, so know that you've got to be willing to not only know how good you are, but say how good you are. You've got to not only know what you need and desire and talk about it with your girlfriends after work or talk about it with your partner after work, but say it. Say it. So let's see. I see here, yes, I find men are very good at this one, at communicating their value well in the workplace. And it is something women really need to get better at overall. Exactly. Exactly. And often, men are really good at it because they're not attaching emotion to it in the same ways that we are. And so I have a model inside of the Feminine Master Training to support with this, to support with being able to communicate your value, whether that's in your home, in your work life, in your relationships, getting clear on your boundaries, getting clear on your standards, your needs, and being able to communicate those things. I can show y'all actually a little bit of it right now. This is the guide that comes with the master training for those of you who are joining me in the Ease Experience next week. This guide, let me get rid of that. Okay, so y'all can see this guide is over 100 pages. So you'll get it in a digital format. What I did was send it to Office Depot and had them bind it for me, print and bind it for me. But here in So, well managed home life systems is where you do these exercises, not just for you in your home, but anyone and everyone in your home. If you're a single woman, it works really well for single women as well. But if you're not and you share a home with others, this is a wonderful guide. This is part 2 of the guide. The first part is feminine mindset. A couple of the women who have come through the program have actually found this portion of the guide, part 2, in their husband's office space. He had it in the study because it's that good. And y'all know how hard it can be to get men to do things like this. So without even asking, they were able to get clear on some things in their homes. So this is a member assessment for your home, for the members of your household. You can also do a member assessment for yourself if it's just you. But it allows you to see where everyone's mind is, what everyone's goals are, what everyone's needs are, because oftentimes we're in households and we're clashing, or we're in workspaces and we're clashing. So I also let's move into paid and purposeful personal branding. This is what I'm talking about as far as the work life, because your communication is a part of your personal brand. How you communicate yourself is a part of your personal brand. The value that you add to a space is a part of your personal brand. The requirements and standards that you bring to the workplace is a part of your personal brand. But oftentimes we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, adjusting to the environment, whatever that is, and not bringing that feminine influence into the space in the maximum capacity like we can. So this helps you to get clear on your value, um all the things that you value in your workspace. There's also some money work in here for those of you who are working through some money mindset. Let's see. And then we have you break it all down, y'all. I should grab the one that I've written all in, but it looks raggedy at this point. I'm gonna just tell the truth. Um but it also talks about how to, whether you are um, in business or in your career, how to attract people to you who are invested in your growth, whether those are invested clients, folks who are sponsors for you in your career, people who are invested mentors, folks who are invested in seeing you grow and progress. One thing that we have to know, like I said, you've got to make allegiances. None of us were designed to do this alone. None of us were designed to do this alone. So I'm going to share the link for the Ease experience here in the chat so that you guys, for those of you who are ready to get started, can join me there. But everything that I'm sharing with you now, we talk about in the master training and then also in the Ease experience, which you get access to both when you join. We start on the 15th, we'll be going through the 17th. And it's a powerful, life changing experience for those of you who have been looking for coaching that supports your whole life. I know sometimes you invest in something and it fixes one thing and then the next thing breaks, or this happens and then the next thing is like one ball drops and you're juggling all these other things. Can I invite you to understand that you are not a clown and you were never meant to juggle? Okay, you are not a clown and your calling is not juggling. This will help you bring ease and order to your life. All right, ease and order is what I'm about. So if you're ready for that, if you're ready to be supported in that, ready to get direct coaching around that, every woman, I keep the groups small and intimate so that we can work in a personalized capacity with all of the women who are in the group. So you'll be able to ask your questions in each of these areas of your life and get direct support as well. So I hope that this supported y'all. For those of you who are working or building or growing your business, I just want to say congratulations. Happy International Women's Day. I know it was yesterday, but congratulations, because it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, mental capacity, energy, and if you are giving yourself a fighting chance, give yourself a fighting chance. It does not have to be as difficult as we make it. And once we realize that the hard way is not working, we think about, I'm sure some of you thought I was going to come on here and say, oh, if you want to win at work, you got to work hard. The hard way is not working. And we have to be more strategic with the way that we are approaching how we do life as women. It's not going to come from outside of us, it's not going to come from men deciding to give you your rights or men deciding to act right and finally get it. It's not going to come from that. What we seek, the fulfillment that we seek, is going to come from within. And having systems that guarantee that support that for you in your life, it was a game changer for me, and it's definitely been a game changer for my clients. So I look forward to working with some of y'all soon, and I am going to get some rest because it's been a very, very long day. All right. So I don't want to keep y'all too long. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Click the link if you're ready to join us in the Ease experience, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.